Hello, everyone, and bonjour from France. Laurence and I are living the life over in France on two very different assignments, but it's all about ESPN's Pick'em because we've got a very exciting weekend ahead with the Monaco Grand Prix. Laurence, I can see your lovely Mediterranean Ocean in the background. Exciting stuff after what we saw, some different stuff we saw last weekend. So now, finally, we saw I guess we could say a better performance from Lewis. So I want to know, who would you pick to record a better finish this weekend, Lewis or Carlos Sainz?
Well, Mercedes are really pleased with what happened in Barcelona, and they're pleased with the way the car went. They think that they've unlocked a huge amount of performance potential from it, but that might not translate to Monaco because Monaco is all about low-speed corners, and the car that has been consistently good in low-speed corners this year is the Ferrari. But because it's Carlos Sainz, we know he's had such a difficult run of races. Of course, he spun out at turn 4, I think on lap 7 in Spain, and then had to recover, and there was damage to the car, and it didn't really go his way. But I'm tipping him to have a clean weekend. I don't know if he'll be right at the front, but I'm tipping him to have a clean weekend. And because of the performance of that Ferrari, I would say he will be ahead of Lewis Hamilton.
Ooh, big call there. Next up, we know how safety cars can affect things. I think many would have felt that a safety car affected where Lewis could have finished last time around, but this time in Monaco, because we always know that the corners can be quite interesting. How many, or do you predict there will be more than one full-on, like on-track safety car this weekend?
I think there will be. I'm kind of saying that hopefully because the Monaco Grand Prix can be quite dull if we don't have things broken up by safety cars or funny tyre strategies or whatever. We know it can be a bit of a procession. But as soon as you have a car go in the wall and those walls are incredibly close and these cars are now incredibly big and also much harder to handle than previous year's cars. Previous year's cars, they used to set up nice and soft so they could ride the bumps. This year's cars are stiff going around there. They run very low to the ground. There's a lot of potential for errors. And also there's a forecast of rain. So if we get the rain, I'm definitely saying more than one full-on safety car.
Oh, that might be a time for a certain wet weather god, as you like to call him. Coming up next, though, we last time around with Nate, we spoke about when we were looking at the stats, just how I suppose important it has been in terms of determining the race winner starting from pole. Do you see the race winner this weekend starting from pole?
Well, in Monaco, people often say the most important day is not the Sunday, it's the Saturday, because statistically, you're right. The guy who starts on pole position has a very, very high chance of winning, usually goes on, leads into the first corner, and then it's so hard to overtake there that no one can get by. So as boring as it sounds, I am going to have to go with the statistics and say that the guy who starts on pole position, and this is a big question who it will be the guy that wins the race.
I think that's a fair judgment to make. Teams now. Which teams do you see scoring the most points? I mean, Ferrari, Red Bull, McLaren, Mercedes, or anyone else? Any surprise picks?
Yeah, it's a tricky one. I mean, the most points, you've got to be looking at those top 3 teams, I think. And as I said before, I mean, Red Bull have always been really quick here. This has been a track where, we're seeing year after year, no matter how bad the Red Bull is compared to the Mercedes at other tracks, when it gets to Monaco, it's always been super quick. But I feel like that mantle's going to Ferrari this year. For the reasons I said, they've been so good at low-speed corners this year. It would be something would have to go quite wrong for them not to have the fastest car on track. But this is Monaco, so things can go wrong. However, I'm going to say Ferrari scores the most points. Elsewhere, I don't know. I mean, I could see maybe Alpine snatching a few points, maybe McLaren, but they're not going to be up there at the very top. So in answer to this question, Ferrari.
Well, I'm so glad you said Ferrari because I've been trying my hardest to ride the Charles Leclerc bandwagon all season long. And given that we're in Monaco, Laurence, are the stars aligning? Could Charles win this one? Give me your pick for the race winner.
So anyone who's followed F1 for the period that Charles has been in knows that he's had terrible luck and also made a number of mistakes at Monaco. In fact, even 2 weeks ago, he crashed a 1974 Ferrari whilst putting on a demonstration run in Monaco. Now, I'm taking that as that all his bad luck, all his mistakes are out of the way and that he's going to go and secure pole position. And therefore, based on my last answer, or previous answer, win the race. So that's what I'm saying. I know I've gone very heavily on Ferrari here, but I've got to tie all these things up. Otherwise, I can't make one pick about another, right? But yeah, I think if you look at it on paper and you look at how important it will be for Charles to get back from that Spanish Grand Prix disappointment, his turbo and MGUH failing on him midway through the race. He's so determined to win this race. And I feel like even though things always go against Charles, it's got to come right at some point, hasn't it? It's got to come right. So he's my pick for the race win.
That's what I'm saying. I think the stars must align for him at least this time. The only way is up, given his current history at Monaco and in recent times. Well, thank you so much, as always, to Laurence Edmondson. We hope you guys have been enjoying making your picks. Make sure to get them in on ESPN.com.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.